For more incredible action figures and collectibles, including the one seen in this review, check out Lindsay's Toy Room at www.lindsays.toyroom.com. Hello YouTube and welcome to Turmoil in the Toybox. I'm your host Aaron Hauser, and today we're going to be reviewing the DC Collectibles Batman Arkham Asylum Bane and Batman figure 2-pack. I picked up this set from Lindsay's Toy Room at lindsays.toyroom.com for $50 plus shipping and handling, which was a really great buy considering two reasons actually. First off, I was at a local comic shop recently and I found this exact set for $100. So $50 for, I'm not sure why they were charging double that price, but $50 was a great steal in my book. So I was really happy that Lindsay's had it for such a low price. The second reason being, these are both actually a re-release of figures from the original Batman Arkham Asylum figure line that came out shortly after the game's release, I believe. Now, the Bane figure alone goes for around $150 to $200 these days, which is absolutely ridiculous. The only difference between this Bane figure and the other Bane figure is that the tubing, the venom tubing that leads into his head and his shoulders, is green. Now, this is sort of a neutral look for Bane from the game when it's not pumping through him, but this is still a fantastic figure, and the thing is immense. Batman himself is about 6.5, 7 inches tall. This figure is roughly 8.5 to 9 inches approximately from top to bottom, and he's kind of hunched over right now. Once I show you him standing straight up, it is amazing how much bigger this figure is side by side. So all ranting aside, let's take a look at the actual figures, and we'll start with the Dark Knight himself. He doesn't come with any accessories, but he does have a lot of articulation to him and some really nice detailing. He has articulation in the head, which is on a swivel ball joint there. Articulation in the shoulders that flexes in and out, as well as forwards and backwards. Flexibility at the elbow. Rotation right above the gauntlet there for the wrist. Has articulation in the hips, forwards, backwards. And then at the knees, and then right above the top of the boot, it swivels. He does have a sort of a peg hole for a stand if you wanted to use one of the NECA stands. Those work really well with these DC collectible figures, which is really nice. Taking a closer look at the figure, has a really cool sort of rubberized cape to it. This is really nice for keeping the figure balanced and stable on display. The knees are pretty strong, so you don't really have to worry about it giving out, but the hip joints are kind of loose, and I noticed that on the original release of these figures too. So overall, it's not going to tip over on you, but it's nice to have the sort of the counterweight in the back with the cape. The cape does kind of bend back a little to brace the figure, which is nice. Really cool detailing on the gauntlet. And overall, a nice paint application on this one as well. The face looks great. The eyes look a little far apart, but I've seen it vary on different figure sets. The original, not so much. This one, though, it has a great paint application. The cowl looks great. There's no bleeding or anything, which is nice. The bat symbol looks great. Utility belt. Boots also look really, really cool. Overall, I'm a huge fan of this figure. I bought, I think, 2 of these when they originally came out, and then this one that came with the set. So I'm really happy to have a couple extra ones to kind of change it up for my display. So it's very, very cool that they were able to re-release this figure and for a lower cost. So we'll take a look at Bane. Now, let me stand him up straight so you can kind of see how immense this guy is. Leads to my first point, which is the knee joints on here are really freaking tight. Really, really tight. So you're going to have to kind of be really gentle with that. I've heard tell of some of the other DC collectible figures that have really brittle joints, so I don't want to tempt fate and just, snap it really hard into place. Yeah, so that is how much taller he is. He just towers over the bat. And this is such a day and night sort of side by side, having, David and Goliath almost. But taking a closer look at Bane, this guy has so much detail to him. First off, the way the muscles are done on this figure is fantastic. I love how you can see almost the venom running through his system and everything. The veins and everything. It's so gross and cool looking. Really cool belt there. Sort of dirtier around the feet. This kind of reminds me almost of the articulation for the Diamond Select Juggernaut figure. Kind of reminiscent of that. Really nice detailing on the hands there. And then the mask, of course. And then on the back is the pack that pumps the venom serum through him. This actually does detach, plugs in the back, which reveals kind of the spinal portion that plugs into the machine to help distribute the chemicals. Really cool paint job on that as well. I was kind of confused though. This detaches, but the actual cables on the back of his head don't. Find that a little odd. But, if you want to get really ballsy with it, you could just glue it into place and it really wouldn't make a difference, just wouldn't make it pop off. And it does hold on tight enough when he's like this, but it does occasionally dislodge and then you just have to plug it back in. So that is pretty much my only gripe with this figure. Taking a look at articulation. Has articulation in the shoulders, forwards, backwards, and I believe in and out of the shoulders as well. Once again, very tight on these joints, so I don't want to just, snap them, especially during a review. That just looks horrible. Articulation in the upper arm there. Articulation in the elbows, in the wrists. Also kind of limited with the huge wristbands that he has on. Really cool detailing on this one as the piping goes into his fist like that. And then he has articulation at the waist. Like I said, his head, it's on a ball joint that can kind of go up and down, but there's not a whole lot of left and right movement to it because of how the neck is sculpted. He has a very thick neck, so it's kind of hard to get that extra movement in there. And then he has articulation in the ankles, which is kind of a ball joint there. In the knees, very tight joint there as well. Rotation in the upper hip. And then the hip flexes in and out and then forwards and backwards slightly. And then he also has on his back, oh, see the pack attached. He also has on his feet the peg holes so you can put him on a display stand as well, which is really nice. Not that you really need it. He stands up fairly well by himself, so you shouldn't have to do anything with it. But overall, I am absolutely in love with this figure. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get the Bane from the original release, but I'm really glad I waited because I heard that they had some quality control issues with the original Go, but this one, in my book, is a flawless figure. Great paint application, really great articulation, especially considering his size, and just the detailing and the way that it's built is a very solid figure. So that's about it for this review. If you have any questions about the figures, just leave them in the comments below. And once again, I'd really encourage you guys to check out this set. It is available still at lindsays.toyroom.com for $50 plus shipping and handling. And yeah, keep a lookout. I'm going to do a review next on the Batman Arkham Origins Series 1 set of figures. So keep an eye out for that. But as always, thanks for watching.